if it's going to make you happier rather than more anxious,
Mm-hmm.
that's a good thing.
I see.
Then do it. But if you find that the hardship of it is actually something that may not be worth that potential spark, you got to be real with yourself about that. I think that's really important. It's Drew Chen, and you're listening to the hottest thing on campus, Radio Heatwave.
Radio Heatwave. Heatwave.
Hi, welcome to Radio Heatwave, and today we have with us Mr. Drew CHEN. He is a Singaporean funk, soul, and pop singer-songwriter. Hi, Drew.
Hey Valerie, how's it going?
I'm doing great. So, congratulations on your new release, Giving It Up. I really like the whole sound of it. It really reminds me of Daft Punk, especially that one song, like One More Time. Like, it's so catchy. Like your
Aw,
song is just as catchy as that song, so it's really nice.
you're a sweetheart. Thank you so much for even thinking of legends like Daft Punk. They're incredible, and of course they're an inspiration. So I'm glad you drew that connection. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, Giving It Up has this kind of like disco pop vibe, like
Mm-hmm.
the 80s, that makes anyone listening want to get up and dance. What's the
Mm-hmm.
song all about, actually?
Okay. So actually, this song has quite a long story. I think the idea of the song actually came to me in 2014. That's a long time back. I was living in Melbourne at the time, and it was like the hottest day of like the decade or something. It was like 42 degrees. It was like, I don't know if it was the madness of the weather or what, but I was just coming up with this really funky groove, and they all I had was just the giving it up. That's all I had, with the drums and the beat and the music. But lyrically, I didn't have anything else. So the lyrics took a long time to really sort of come together, even though they're not particularly complicated. I think the idea of it took me a while to flesh out, and I had my friend Paul help me out. Essentially, that's the song is about celebrating. It's about celebrating the women that I love in my life, and also celebrating, or it can be any gender really, but to celebrate them and cherish them and have good times. So that's what the song is about, giving it up for them. Yeah.
That's so sweet. That's such a sweet
Uh-huh.
backstory.
Yeah.
Alright, so your sound is like a mix of funk, soul, and pop, which
Yeah.
brings up this like old school nostalgia.
Oh yeah.
But what's interesting is that when you were younger, you actually used to be a concert violinist
I did.
and pianist. How did
Yeah.
you shift away from that like classical music to becoming the singer-songwriter that you are right now?
That's a really, really good question. So, I think, yeah, like a lot of, I guess, typical Asian kind of upbringing. So we start you off on the piano and go on to other instruments. Um, for me, yeah, I just sort of fell in love with music very, very early. First piano lesson, probably 4 or 5 years old. I actually grew up in Australia. So I was born in Australia, and I left when I was 7. We migrated to Singapore when I was 7. So couldn't find a piano teacher, so I ended up taking up a violin at that age when we moved. I continued piano with another teacher later on, but then violin became the focus. I think I found that I could express myself better doing my own thing on guitar and on like pop music as I became a teenager, like playing in bands and things like that. So the switch was quite natural for me. After I got to a certain level on the classical side, I was like, okay, I actually want to shift my focus. And I wanted to study music production in for my higher education. So I ended up making the switch in my teens.
Do you ever like try to incorporate like your classical instruments into your
I
music?
Sometimes I think it's more on the subconscious level.
Who are your biggest musical inspirations and how have they
Yeah.
shaped your music?
From the core, there are a lot of really old musicians from bygone eras. The legends, really. Like they speak to me. I think I resonated with them when I was a teenager. So um, the famous band Queen. Obviously we've all seen the Bohemian Rhapsody movie. So Queen was probably one of my earliest things that I found myself gravitating towards. Freddie Mercury's voice. Prince, of course, Prince, with all of his spirituality, sexuality, everything that he put together, and his truth, and his I think his passion. Jimi Hendrix, because Jimi Hendrix. I think because he was able to see things from a different vibration,
Yeah.
and so with Jimmy, those doors get opened up a bit more for me, and it's very comforting. You know, I have a anxiety playlist. I call it Safe, and Jimmy is on it. These are the major ones for me. More recently, I really, I think Daniel Caesar writes amazing lyrics. Kendrick Lamar is the best thing that's happened to music in a long time. You know.
Yes.
And so there's another R&B artist called D'Angelo, who to a lot of people is kind of like the son of Prince, because he's the next generation. D'Angelo was probably late 90s, early 2000s, so he's a big influence on me.
I need to listen to that.
Yeah.
D'Angelo. All right. So just quick fire questions.
Please.
Like, would you rather? All right.
Oh.
So you have to answer them quick.
Okay. Promise.
Okay. If you weren't an artist, is there anything else you would want to be?
I think I already am that. I guess educator in some way. Yeah.
80s,
I like mentoring.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. 80s synth pop or 2000s emo songs?
Ooh, synth pop, 80s.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not much of an emo guy.
Violin or piano?
Piano.
Mm-hmm. What 3 things would you bring to a deserted island?
I can't say like an unlimited genie. No, that's just a cop out. Deserted island.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. A life partner. Because that's the humanity's sort of biggest survival instinct. Secondly, just survival things like what. Okay. If you're gonna talk about desert island stuff, I need to have my music with me. You know, something to heal and to listen to. I need to have something to. Gosh, the Asian practical side is coming out. You know, survival stuff, food. Something to yoga mat. I don't know. Yoga mat. I guess something like that. Multivites. I don't know.
So just to confirm, a partner, music, and a yoga mat.
Yeah. And I'll just starve. Okay.
That's great. One country you want to visit when travel restrictions are lifted?
Ooh. I don't know why I'm thinking France, but France for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah.
Feeling romantic?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah.
Dark milk or white chocolate?
Dark milk.
Don't
know what that means. Does that mean chocolate milk? Yeah, probably chocolate milk.
What is your biggest fear?
Losing the ones I love.
What genre of music do you listen to the most?
Loosely, probably soul.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is the last show you watched?
What, Netflix?
Yeah.
Man, I've watched The Last Dance so many times. The Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan. Yeah.
Have not watched that. I need to go.
Oh, it's fantastic. Wow. Yeah.
One word that describes you.
Wow. I'm just gonna say it. Loving. Yeah.
That's sweet. That's good. You have a lot of love to give. I can see that in like your music and like how you talk about your partner. That's really great. Alright, so that's the end of our interview. Thank you so much for your time.
It's DRU CHEN, and you're listening to the hottest thing on campus, Radio Heatwave.